This episode of Wham Bam Security Cam is packed with crashes, bad drivers, and surprising stories, so let's get started. One rainy night, an SUV stopped in front of Craig's house and a man hopped out and opened the rear hatch. A bunch of stuff fell out, but only after watching what the guy did next does Craig think the items might not have belonged to him. After clumsily picking up the stuff, the guy walked down Craig's driveway and pulled on his car's door handles. Thankfully, the doors were locked, so the guy ran across the street to try his neighbor's vehicles. Sadly, they were not locked. Just before the security cam stopped recording, it captured him successfully accessing one of the vehicles. Craig thinks it's funny that the guy's alarm went off when he opened his own hatch. Real stealthy, bro. Later, a police officer showed up to talk to Craig and review his security cam footage. Sadly, he couldn't make out the license plate number or get a clear look at the burglar's face. He did take a look in the pile of trash for any clues he might have left behind after breaking into other cars along this street. Maybe it was stuff he decided not to keep after already stealing it. According to the cop, they'd received numerous calls about the prowler and his reported accomplice that night, so they must have been hitting the entire neighborhood. As of the time of this video, they still haven't been caught. Here's another clip of a neighbor losing some property. A vehicle lost control and smashed into a fence, taking down a 15-foot tree before ending up on its side. The driver managed to get out of the SUV and wandered around for a while before leaving the scene. Another neighbor called 911, and deputies and firefighters quickly responded. They knocked on the fence owner's door, but they weren't able to wake him up. The next morning, the neighbor realized something was wrong when he went to take a shower and had no water because the fallen tree had destroyed his water service. According to our submitter, the driver turned himself in the same morning, claiming he'd fallen asleep at the wheel. This submitter's neighbors were getting rid of some furniture. After some people had loaded it into a U-Haul truck, they started backing up to leave. Evidently, they didn't notice they'd pushed over a light pole before they drove away. Our submitter said the ground was soft due to rain. Thankfully, he was able to push it back into place and it wasn't damaged. If you thought that driver was bad, just wait, because we have a special U-Haul video coming up later that'll make this one look tame. Here's another large vehicle, only this one is being driven by a professional, so I don't know what his excuse is. It looks like he might make it. That poor mailbox never stood a chance. When Adam contacted FedEx, they told him they didn't know what he was talking about. Eventually, he just decided to fix the damage himself. I wouldn't suggest having your materials shipped by FedEx, Adam. That's Nick driving along in the black car when traffic began slowing down. He slowed down too, but he wasn't expecting what happened next. The car behind him was rear-ended by another car, then pushed into Nick. Insurance claims were filed, and the damage to Nick's car was fixed for $2,500 US. It's a good thing he had this footage to help him with his claim. That reminds me, if you have any security cam clips to share, send them using the link in the description, and maybe your video will end up on Wham Bam Security Cam. Cute cam time? Well, we think this is cute, but maybe we'd feel differently if we'd been the ones who'd survived an attempted raccoon invasion. It looks like this raccoon is asking to be let in. It's a good thing these masked bandits were unsuccessful. This submitter is an artist, and it would be a shame if any of his paintings had been stolen. He has a YouTube channel. Go check it out. Okay, here's the other U-Haul video we promised. We called it special because it's from a state-of-the-art security system. Yep, this is the Sentry Mode camera of a Tesla Model Y. Okay, somebody might not like that we're stealing a clip away from Wham Bam Tesla Cam, but when you see it, you'll see why we had to show it here first. Watch what this submitter's wife's parked Tesla captured while she was at work. Evidently, some employees noticed someone sleeping in a U-Haul truck and found that suspicious. When police arrived to investigate, they confirmed the truck had been reported stolen. While trying to escape, the sleepy thief ran into a total of 4 vehicles, including the Tesla. They also nearly struck pedestrians and police. Our submitter had to use his uninsured motorist coverage to fix the damage since the truck was stolen. Repairing the Model Y cost $22,000 US. This guy decided to snoop around Michaela's garage one night, but when her alarm went off, he realized he was being watched by the security cam and changed his mind. Lucky for him, he had a fast getaway vehicle. Dave and Melinda were sitting in their RV when they heard a loud crunch outside. Check out what they found when they reviewed their security cam footage. A truck hit a light pole with something metal sticking out of the bed. What do you think it was? Tell us your theory in the comments. The driver backed up to try again, but he didn't quite make it and still hit the stop sign. After another attempt, the driver continued on his way, and there didn't appear to be any damage to the light pole. Dave told us they love watching the Wham Bam channels together, but his wife has learned not to watch before bed because some of the stories make her so angry she can't sleep. Gabriel had just gotten home from school when he noticed something strange in his driveway. Did you see it? Let's watch that again. What is that? It's actually a pigeon. There's nothing crazy about that, but Gabriel noticed that its leg was banded and the band had a phone number on it. After about 40 minutes of trying to catch it, Gabriel was able to trap it in a towel. The pigeon's owner told him it had been chased away by a bird of prey during a pigeon race in downtown Los Angeles. We're no math experts, but that means this pigeon flew around 15 miles to reach Gabriel's driveway. Gabriel gave the pigeon some water and food while they waited for its owner to retrieve it. Thanks for caring for this bird, Gabriel. You're this week's Real MVP. Speaking of real MVPs,